Hey, folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where two friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert, and that's right. It's welcome to Drinking Alone with Friend returns for yet another week. Different friends, same podcast.
Yeah, everybody clamored for, more Chris, less Tud, so we gave them what they wanted.
Right, yeah. I feel like somebody wished on a genie, but they didn't realize the repercussions that we ended up losing Tud.
Right. Yeah. I mean, realistically, what happened was, we're recording this right after Game of Thrones premiered, and us two can't spoil it for you. And we were really afraid Tud was going to come on and start talking about it for an hour and a half and basically, talk about all the dragons and stuff. So we just wanted to make sure that he didn't ruin it for everybody.
Well, we haven't seen it, but spoiler, now that I know there's dragons, Chris. Thanks a lot.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah, Ted watched it. We didn't. I was assuming by Thursday, most people, will have seen it. But
that is true.
We haven't
That is
yet.
true.
So we just quarantined him off the pod. We didn't let him on this
Exactly.
week.
Yeah. We kept booting him from the Skype call. He got mad. It was this whole ordeal.
Fine, do the podcast without me and see how good it comes out. Okay, well, we'll take that challenge, Tud. Thank you.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought he was on the podcast. That was a pretty good spot-on Tud impression.
Thank you.
But I mean, it's been a while since Obert and I have been on a podcast together. So what's been up with you?
Not much. I know. Well, you were missing last week due to your maybe falling down the stairs. We never really resolved that one on the podcast, but you had to take a week off. You sound like you didn't get punched in the voice box, so that's good news.
No. That was one of the fan theories that was incorrect. But no, we had visitors in town. My dad came down, and I spent Sunday with him most of the day, all the day. So I know everybody was very bummed to not hear they kind of heard my voice.
They did hear the interview.
The interview was fun. That was a lot of fun. Gotten some good feedback on that. And just spent the day with him. Went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame because we like NASCAR. And of course, Jeff Gordon got inducted this year. So had to go see the Jeff Gordon exhibit, which was pretty cool.
Nice. Did you kiss the 24 statue, which I assume there is? The bronze Jeff Gordon you kiss on the lips traditionally. That's what people do at Hall of Fames, right? At sports Hall of Fames.
Yeah. I think that's how it is. But this one is not quite. It's not like a bust or anything. It's like the best I can think of is it's a like telephone booth of sorts with like a little screen on it, and it just continually loops a video about the driver's career. So you like pick up the telephone and like listen to 4 or 5 minutes of them talking about Jeff Gordon or Dale Earnhardt or whoever, and then you move on to the next person. But there's so many, like you could spend hours upon hours in there listening to all these driver stories, and there's so much memorabilia. It's crazy.
That sounds like a very 1985 way to do a Hall of Fame, if you ask me. Like, I think the NASCAR Hall of Fame needs to join the 21st century.
Yeah, just have like holograms of all these drivers, and they like, tell you about their story. Or I don't know.
You put on your VR headset, and you're in the car next to them as they're driving around, telling you all about their great carear.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah. Hashtag NASCAR Hall of Fame. Let's get on this.
Yes. Well, glad that you and your dad had a good time, though.
Yeah, like it was a lot of fun. He got a lot of CJ time, which was obviously the important thing. So, just run around, went to the zoo, all that fun stuff. So
very cool. Yeah. Well, we missed you on the podcast. We're happy to have you this week. Sorry that the genie made us trade Tud for you, but yet again, here we are.
I know. One of these weeks we'll all be back on the same podcast.
Yeah. I think we're still dealing with the aftershocks of the move and your move, but once we get it all dialed in, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming, folks.
Yeah. Apparently, Tud decided to try and get internet from, I don't know, basically like Larry's cable internet or something, where he just sits outside your house in a van, and you have to link that van's Wi-Fi. Apparently, that's what's his is because he's been having some issues.
Yeah. Welcome to Drinking Alone with Friend, a podcast where we make fun of Tud's internet.
Yes. It's a podcast within a podcast.
Yeah. So let's get down to it. I have a beer this week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like those.
Beers are good. Those are our bread and butter here at the podcast. Ooh, I like, you know what? Sorry to switch again, but I see you got a Southern Grist t-shirt on. That's a new one.
Yeah. I got I have 3 Fox Farm t-shirts and 1 Southern Grist t-shirt. So that's basically most of my wardrobe. So
It's just beer shirts.
Beer shirts. And then I have a Pokemon shirt for, lounging around the house.
Yeah, that's your casual shirt. Where you're not going out to breweries.
That's casual Fridays. I wear that one to work.
Yes. So I have a return of the beer box that I talked about a few weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
My Beer of the Month Club. They shipped me a couple beers from Boulder Beer Company this week.
I assume in Colorado.
Yeah, they're from Colorado. And this week I have for the podcast a Spaceman Double IPA.
Nice.
But yeah, we were all having fun on the text thread last night, drinking beers in green cans. So I had to bring a green can beer to the pod. This is a double IPA. What do you want to hear first? Do you want to hear me try this beer, or do you want to hear about the brewery?
Let's do the beer first, and then we'll do the brewery.
Okay, here we go. This is Boulder Beer Company Spaceman Double IPA.
Yeah, and folks, hit up the Instagram. You'll see some of those green cans that we were talking about. And this is a pretty neat looking can. Looks like it's the Aurora Borealis over mountains with like a black hole in the middle.
Yeah, very cool.
Very cool.
Okay, so this is not news to the podcast unless you're a new listener, but I'm not crazy about double IPAs. This kind of continues in that trend. I get a lot of the, sometimes I get like a sour bitterness note with double IPAs. This kind of continues that trend. This is hopped with Simcoe, Mosaic, Amarillo, and Centennial. So nothing too crazy in the hop world here, but I get some fruity flavors, maybe orangey, which we talked about last couple weeks. I'm not a huge fan of orange flavors in my beer.
Right.
Yeah.
A la Blue Moon.
A la Blue Moon. Yeah. Definitely some tropical notes as well. It's not hazy at all, filtered beer. I'm not too crazy about this one.
No, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely had some, I don't know, double IPAs are all over the place. Sometimes I get them and they're like really, really sweet. And I don't know why, with not a lot of bitterness, or they're so sweet that it hides the bitterness. But then some I get are like crazy bitter. And I enjoy those more so than the sweeter ones. So I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know. We should do like a deep dive on different types of double IPAs. I don't know if there is one, but or if it's just
I feel like it's such a generic term,
right? Yeah,
that you could really go in and subdivide double IPAs a little further. But yeah, this Spaceman Double IPA I think weighs in at just a 3.5 for me.
Okay,
not the worst, drinkable for sure. This is 9% ABV, 85 IBUs, but I think if you're a fan of double IPAs, check it out. Boulder Beer Company actually is the first microbrewery in Colorado, believe it or not. Well, you're wrong.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, they started in 1979.
Oh, holy crap.
Yeah, they were the 43rd brewery in the country.
I was going to say, I don't know many breweries older than that.
Yeah.
It's because apparently there aren't many.
No, they had, it sounds like reading about their story, they had some, growth, and then I think they closed their doors for a couple of years, but then they came back, triumphant return. Now they're a mainstay out of Boulder. For our Colorado listeners, I'd like to hear if they've been there, what they're all about. But from what I can tell, based on the cool art on the can and the funny sayings on here, it seems like it's a cool place. They say about this beer, it's a real vortex of bold hops and citrusy, fruity notes. The pull of this well-balanced double IPA is inescapable. All systems go, alluding again to that black hole on the can.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, doesn't sound like it was terrible. I mean, 3.5 isn't too bad, but, of course, the beer of the month club. So was this a new box, or is this the original box?
This is a new box. This is my second box, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the Spaceman and the Due East, also from Boulder, which I don't think I'll bring to the podcast, but it's a New England IPA, not the finest New England IPA I've had before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, hey. Pause the recording. We have Tud.
Yeah, don't pause the recording.
No, I know.
Can't, yeah.
We can't keep
Tud's
this down.
made it.
So
Okay.
Tud is going to set up.
And we've warned you once, Tud, if you give us any spoilers, we're booting you again. So
yeah, if you try to do anything and tell us about Game of Thrones, we're gonna kick you straight off the podcast.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that before, huh?
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh, this is exciting. All right, cool. The full complement.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Obert just did his beer review.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a Spaceman Double IPA. It was a 3.5. The listeners already heard all about it, but
right, yeah, they love hearing it again. I think that's
yeah.
I think that's what they clamor for is repeating ourselves. But
yeah.
Todd, I'll let you sink into things. I'm gonna start drinking my beer though. So
okay,
all right. So I'm drinking something I got from #friend of the pod L down in Philadelphia. It's my first ever other half beer, which I'm pretty excited about. So let's crack this bad boy. Oh yeah. So I'm drinking Cabbage, which is a double dry hopped Imperial IPA.
Oh, that sounds tasty.
Yes.
Is that from? You said that's from Other Half, right?
Correct. Yes.
Does that mean Dana brewed it?
Ba-dumpsh.
So I think Other Half. Well, they're out of like Queens, right?
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right city, wrong borough.
Yep, that's right.
Well, I mean, I knew the city it was in.
That's what I said.
So, just poured it. It's kind of pretty hazy, if you can see that.
Ooh, that looks like a tasty beer.
Yeah, so I'm not going to lie. The can is a little old. It's 6 months old, so it's a little older.
Oh, that's not bad. Other Half's a really good brewery, so that beer should hold up.
Not terrible, no. I'm just going to dive right in. I'm going to get into this.
So just for people out there, Other Half is up there in the beer world. It's considered up there with Treehouse, Trillium, and like the really top breweries in the world. It's always ranked right in that mix with them.
Oh, really? I haven't heard of them before.
Yeah, they do a lot of weird. Their beers are really weird named. Like they have like broccoli cheddar and
cabbage.
And it's just all green. Everything is one of like their go-to like beers. It tastes a lot like Treehouse Green. It's just that galaxy.
Okay, is it like
beer.
a pun on like making sure like you're having all your vegetables? Like you can tell your other half like, oh no, I had some cabbage earlier today, so I've already had all of my vegetables.
It might be. I mean, I've never been there, so I'd love to go one day.
Nice. So I'm drinking this right now, and it's pretty good. I was a little worried about it being old, but I don't think it affected it at all. I will say it's a little, and this is no fault of the beer. This is the fault of Tud's internet, but it's a little warmer than I would generally drink my IPAs. But it is what it is. I get a lot of different like citrus flavors out of here. It's very, very complex in that way. Let me see.
Is there a lot of citra hops in there?
I mean, surprisingly, no. It's Simcoe, Mosaic, Vic Secret, and Matuka hops. And
that's an interesting combination.
It is, yeah. So I don't get a ton of. I mean, I do get some citrus, but it's not like your stereotypical citra hop flavor. You get. Let me see if I can pinpoint something to hold on to. Like tangerine, like jumps out at me right now.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your flavor wheel say?
Listen, this isn't Flaviar.
Yeah. How's that roasted toasted banana?
Roasted toasted banana. No, I mean I get a decent amount of. That's the only thing that's coming to mind is like a nice tangerine. Maybe a tad.
I don't think we've described any beers on the podcast as tangerine flavored before, so that's cool.
Isn't that weird? Yeah, I mean maybe a little bit of like a orange juicy aftertaste, but then it cuts right into a decent amount of bitters on the end. So it's a solid beer. I mean, very solid. I wish it was a little colder, but again, that's no fault of the beer. That's fault of my refrigeration style. And I think I'm going to give this I'll give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay,
nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Again, I keep seeing Vic Secret in these beers. We're going to have to We're going to have to do a deep dive into Vic's Secret one of these
I
days.
think they deserve a hoppy hour for sure.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about them except for it's kind of a cool name. Like,
and I know they're Australian.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, I was going to say it's got to be Australian, right? With a name like Vic's Secret.
I assume that's like the Australian James Bond.
No, I don't get it. Are you saying because it's short for Victoria or something? Why is that an Australian name, Ted?
I just always thought of it as an Australian name.
Oh, okay.
He sees anybody from Australia be like, Vic?
Oh,
Vic?
Hey, Vic. Yeah.
But that's me today drinking this other half. I'm going to have to snap a picture for the Instagram. So, Todd, are you prepared mentally and physically to drink something right now?
Yeah, so I'm ready to drink. So I am drinking Whiskey B out of my Flaviar kit today.
Nice.
And as per usual, I don't know the name of the whiskey until I look at the back of the card. So,
I think if we're going to keep doing this Flaviar thing, we should come up with a name for the segment of like Tud's Mystery Whiskey Hour. Ooh, I got it. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Welcome back to Tud's Mystery Whiskey Hour.
So this flavor wheel says that I'm going to taste malted barley, rye, some pepper, caramel, honey, citrus zest, a little bit of spiciness. It's going to be kind of dry, and I'm going to get spicy fruit.
Now, what's the pictogram for dry? Is that just a desert?
Dry is literally a circle, and it says dry in the middle.
That's kind of boring.
Yeah, they could have done better.
Yeah.
So let's take a sip. The ice cubes melted a little bit, obviously, because of all my issues.
Yeah.
That was one. That's two.
Yeah, that's really good.
He's not even savoring it, so...
You know, he went right to savor. That's how good it was.
Oh, okay. All right. No, just straight. Okay, there's the savor.
He didn't need any adjustment. He went right to savor.
So I definitely get a lot of the honey flavor. That honey kind of blends with the caramel flavor, so it comes across more sweet, which I'm just going to chalk up to the honey.
Yeah.
It's definitely a rye whiskey, hence the rye flavor that you're supposed to get. I don't get any pepper, and I don't get any citrus zest, but it is very dry, and it's got a little bit of spice to it. This is pretty good. Are
you a rye fan in general?
I always like to say no, but every time I say a whiskey is pretty good, it turns out to be a rye, so I guess I kind of am. am a rye fan.
What about like a rye IPA?
Rye IPAs are good.
Okay, see, maybe you like rye then.
I think you like
I like rye bread.
Low-key like rye.
Okay.
I like rye bread, so we're good.
You're like hipster about rye, like you like rye
right.
secretly, but you want to conform, so you don't want to.
I mean, my firstborn child of either gender is going to be named Rye, but I wouldn't say I like Rye. Just a quick question: is Rye a boy's name or a girl's name?
I think it could be either, right? Because
if you're a teacher and you see on your attendance sheet Rye Tedesca, are you expecting a girl or a boy to raise their hand when you call them?
I think you would expect a girl, because if you were going to name a kid Rye and it was a boy, wouldn't you just name him Ryan?
Yeah, that was my thought too. I thought it was like short for something, like Ryan or Ryan. But I think it was I think it was straight up Rye. I think I also would think it's a girl.
Okay, sorry.
No,
go on.
No problem. Rye whiskeys in my experience tend to always be a little bit sweeter. They make really good whiskeys for old fashions because they blend really well with the sweetness of the bitters and the sugar that you're throwing in there. So it's always a really good mixed in whiskey. Maker's Mark is probably the most widely available rye whiskey that people have probably had. But this is pretty good. I'd probably give this a 3.75. So let's do a reveal of what it is.
Drum roll, please.
It's rye whiskey by Few.
FEW?
FEW is the name of the distillery. Let's find out a little bit more about Few.
Oh, the Federated European Workers that make the
whiskey makers.
Whiskey. Yeah. Federated Extremely Good Whiskey.
So Few Spirits is out of Evermore, Illinois. Interesting. They do a wide variety of different spirits. They have got their bourbon line. They've got their gin and rye whiskey. So they do three different types. They have a few different gin flavors. They have a barrel gin, a breakfast gin, an American gin, and a bourbon whiskey, a single malt whiskey, and a rye whiskey.
I'm not going to lie. I'm really intrigued what a breakfast gin tastes like.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
sounds
thing.
So interesting.
They've got it.
Not that I'm trying to start drinking at 8 a.m. or anything, but tell me more.
Yeah. Let me click on it. Let me learn a little bit more. It's got a picture of a coffee mug on it. So the slogan is, it's 10 a.m. somewhere, and few breakfast gin is here to go with your pancakes.
What?
And then
That's
it
so
says
weird.
nothing else.
So we played this game last time, Tud, but what would you pay for a bottle of this rye? And what do you think it costs?
This I'd probably pay $40 or $50 for this. This is good.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, I'm obviously not much of a hard alcohol drinker, as you can tell by the podcast, but like you gave it a 3.75 and you'd pay $50 for a bottle of that? It's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had I don't know if I've ever had a 5-star whiskey. So 3.75 is pretty up there for me in the whiskey realm.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just more Obert level hard grading with whiskey because I'm expecting it to be something spectacular, and it's always whiskey. But it's really good. I mean, I think this would probably be a really good bottle for mixing an old fashioned or a Manhattan or something with it. I'd probably pay $40-$50. Do we know the price on it, Obert?
Yeah, I have it right here. I see it available for $50. I see it available for $45. The $57. So yeah, right around the price that you're talking about.
Okay. I mean, and that's pretty. Chris, I know that you were shocked about spending that much money on a bottle of whiskey, but that's pretty average for a bottle of whiskey. Is somewhere in the $40 to $50 range.
Yeah, it also says here it was named the 2013 Craft Whiskey of the Year.
Oh, wow.
So it's got that going for it.
There you go.
So maybe this is more of closer to a 5-star whiskey than I'm probably giving it credit for. But yeah, I'd buy. I mean, if I saw this at Total Wine the next time I was there, I'd probably buy it.
Very cool.
Yeah, very nice.
So I don't know what you guys talked about while I was incapacitated earlier, but did you guys see the
Definitely
return?
not Game of Thrones, but the return. Are you talking about golf related?
Well, yes.
Yes, I did see the return.
The return of El Tigre?
Yeah, Tiger's back, baby.
Tiger is back, people. Tiger won the Masters with 13 under.
Yeah, I saw that.
And to win his 5th green jacket, and he went 15 years or 16 years between Masters wins and 11 years between major wins. It's a huge accomplishment for that guy to come back from all the injuries that he's had. He had he had 4 back surgeries in 4 years. He had a knee issue. He had a pill issue. Good for him to be able to come back and share that experience with now his older kids. Because the last time he won, he had just had his daughter, and she was like an infant. So
he's like the Chris Adamowicz of golf.
All of the injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I've triumphantly returned to work. No, I actually, so we were out and about today, and when I was checking the scores regularly, and at one point it was he was 3 strokes down with 8 holes left in his round, and I was 7 holes left, I think, maybe. Anyways, and I was like, oh man, I thought he was really going to make a run for it. And then we walk into this tap house, and all the TVs are Tiger wins 5th Masters. I'm like, what happened?
What just happened? Yeah.
So
that's
crazy. As a watcher of it, allow me to tell you that Francisco Molinari, the Italian who was winning, basically he imploded on the 12th and 13th holes and got back-to-back bogeys, and that allowed Tiger to hop up and grab it.
Ah, that'll do it then.
Yep.
Now, hang on. I don't know. I learned one thing from watching enough NFL commercials, but I think without the express written consent of PGA, we can't describe the events of the Masters from today. So, but I will say this. I'm not
describing it.
I don't know if Tiger Woods is a listener, but if he is, if you're out there, Tiger, congrats. We want to wish you, from the 3 of us on the podcast, good job today.
Absolutely. Yeah, I assume he is a listener.
Right.
Yeah, of course. I mean, who is not a listener?
Yeah, email in Tiger, dawfpodcast@gmail.com.
Tiger.woods@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, big news from the sporting world.
Yeah.
This question came to me out of the blue the other day, and I know how we like to do no stupid questions sometimes on this podcast, so I wanted to get your opinion on this.
Sure.
So you can have a shirt, but you can't have a pant, right? You can only have a pair of pants. Follow me?
Correct.
Yeah.
Can you have a pajama? Can you say, please hand me that pajama? Or, I'm looking for a pajama at the store today.
No, I think
No.
it's, you have to say pajama is kind of like pants.
Yeah. I don't think you can. I think it's now. Here's one
But
thing.
you can have a pajama shirt.
I was about to get into this. Like,
And-
I have pajama pants.
Okay.
Like, so
Let me ask you this: what is a pair of pajamas? You get a
I'm
shirt.
thinking like a onesie.
No, a pair of pajamas. You get the pajama shirt and pajama pants.
Right, so that's 2 items.
Right. So if you only had one of that would be a pajama.
Oh man, hold on. We're gonna need to break out a Venn diagram.
I think
or
I can
something.
see both. I think I blew both of your brains wide open on this one.
Listen, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, if you walked around and said, "I need a pajama," people are going to look at you like,
"Why are you naked walking around?"
Well, not only that, but they're going to like wonder like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you saying pajama versus pajamas?"
I need a pajamas though. Doesn't sound right.
But pajamagram is not plural.
What is that?
What's pajamagram?
It's kind of like MeUndies, where they send you pajamas in the mail.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, it's not
sounds like a
pajamas
ripoff,
gram,
but
not pajamas grams.
The Wikipedia article is called pajamas.
that's where we decide to
That's
just
the deciding line.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Like so.
I wonder why it's plural. Why are pajamas?
Because you can't say pajamas pants.
Right.
It's actually the number. If you type in "why are pajamas," it's the number 1 search option that comes up on Google. Why are pajamas plural? Yeah.
Here we go. I don't know. This is it's unsolvable.
I think we should start something here on the podcast, though. I think we should tell all of our listeners to just start saying, use pajama in the singular wherever you can, and we'll start a movement.
So here's the
Right.
thing. So pajamas historically were always a one-piece clothing back in the day, back in like England when like the word was invented. This is what I just read. So they called them pajamas because they have the two leg holes, kind of like pants and trousers and shorts and all that. So it's just stayed as pajamas throughout time because it used to just be like the onesie. Now, in today's day and age, we wear shorts and t-shirts and call them pajamas.
Right. Because there is a singular nightgown from ye olden days, right?
Right.
That's only
But
one thing. That's like a dress, a night dress.
Correct. But men always wore pajamas. You know, the thing with the little butt flap in the back?
Yeah, a onesie. I'm familiar.
Are you?
A onesie's singular, though. It even has one in the name.
Oh man.
So anyways, did you guys see the other thing? I feel like we should talk about this too. That the first ever black hole was, it's not photographed. There was an image taken of the first ever black hole.
Well, the first ever image of a black hole. We don't know if it was the
Yes.
first black hole.
Right. So the
Not
first
to
ever
get
image
too
of a black
pedantic,
hole.
but I can already see the listeners emailing in, so I want to.
Well, this is why I didn't want to. This is why I didn't want to say picture either, because I know a few of our listeners would come back and say, "Well, it really wasn't a picture."
Right.
Right. So, did you guys see that there was the first ever image of a black hole?
No, that's news to me, Todd. No, I'm kidding. Yes, I did. I did see that, Todd. Big scientific discovery. And we can pretend that's why I chose my beer. I don't know.
There you go.
Todd didn't see it. He was still in Game of Thrones Bandland. But my beer can has a black hole on it. I thought I would bring up the news then. But
there you go.
I assume that most of our listeners have already seen the yellowish, orangish, blurry picture of a black hole.
Yeah, I'm judging by Chris's silence. He has not seen it, and he is actively Googling it.
Wait, okay, I don't know how Chris missed that news. I think I think he might have been off the internet that day. But
Okay, so I was just Googling it. I saw it, but I didn't click on any articles, but I didn't have to. It's all right here. It's like the same
It's a
picture that I've seen.
Yeah.
It looks.
Did you guys know that black holes were just like purely theoretical? We didn't have proof that one existed until this picture.
Right. It's just really cool for like physics and astronomy that in the theory of relativity, I guess, that these things actually exist out there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Einstein's still right all these years later.
Definitely on my top 5 worst ways to die list is getting sucked into a black hole.
See, I think I'd want to do it. I think that's like my number one way I'd want to die.
Really?
Yeah, because you know what? what if you don't die on the other side? What if it's a portal to another black hole?
Well, if you were to die, you'd go through a process called spaghettification, where as you get closer and closer to the black hole, the gravity will start to pull part of your body more than the other part of your body. And also time dilates and time slows down. So your body will get stretched out more and more and more as time is slowing down. So you have an infinitely long excruciation process of your body being stretched apart molecule by molecule. But if you think that's cool, go for it.
I mean, that's all in theory, though. I mean, we didn't even know they really existed until the other day.
Like, we don't know that'll happen. Like, for all we know, that's how the advanced alien races, shoot around the galaxy through black holes. It's
advanced alien races propaganda. They don't want us using the black hole tunnel system.
Right. They're like portals. They go from one side of the universe to the other.
Yeah, I'm not making this up. I think in the show notes, we're going to put a link to wikipedia.org/wiki/spaghettification, which is a real thing and really happens in black holes.
Yeah, but here's the thing. How do they know? Because up until this week, they didn't even know one existed for sure.
They know because of how how gravity works. They know how gravity works. Even though we didn't have a picture, we knew how the theory of black holes worked.
Yeah, it's like Santa Claus. Or the Loch Ness Monster.
Exactly. You got it. Well, we do have pictures of the Loch Ness Monster.
That is true,
They're just
actually.
all locked up in Area 51.
You wouldn't be curious that in the off chance that didn't happen, you wouldn't end up somewhere else in the universe.
No, even light can't survive. I'm not going to entertain this theory anymore because you are definitely 100% dead as soon as you cross that event horizon.
It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like it would be excruciatingly painful and long. So I don't know if I would die.
Well, I think
time slows down, right? I mean, as you get closer.
There was a Nickelodeon show a long time ago where they got sucked into a black hole and came out somewhere else, but I'm not sure on.
Well,
I just vaguely remember that. So.
And I feel like as Obert was explaining that, like, isn't that what happened to Matthew McConaughey in like Interstellar, where like time slowed down when he was traveling, and
the historical biopic Interstellar.
It was a really good movie.
That is what happened to Interstellar, but I've already said I'm not entertaining this theory anymore.
Right, because you know what the key word there is. It's just a theory. So I've got a stupid question for you guys.
Okay,
all right,
Obert, you're not allowed to answer it because you just make no.
So you just have a stupid question for Chris.
Stupid question for me.
I get to sit here quietly stewing.
Do you think black holes are tunnels too?
Why do you think that there's no vanilla flavored chewing gum?
Oh, I want to answer this one. That sounds like a good one. This isn't like an obvious answer one.
I mean, there's.
I don't have. Now, keep in mind, I don't have the answer. This is just a question.
Right.
Why is there no vanilla flavored?
Oh, I thought you were Mr. Wrigley himself.
Yeah, I mean, because it would be gross. I mean.
Yeah, I think that's the obvious answer.
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
I hate to take.
Because they've probably tried a bunch of different flavors, but the only ones that really stick are like mint and cinnamon.
Is that a pun on gum?
What?
No. Oh, because it doesn't really stick.
Oh, yes. I was very clever about that. 100% intentionally.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't want to eat a vanilla flavored chewing gum.
I mean, if it tasted like vanilla, like I like vanilla flavored items.
Yeah, but they don't have chocolate gum,
right?
Either,
and that would be my go-to if there were. I would rather eat a chocolate gum than
if such a thing existed
than a vanilla gum. Yeah.
If you could invent a gum flavor and leave your breath smelling like something, what would you pick?
That's a better question than why is there no vanilla flavored gum?
Yeah, but I'm glad we got there. We didn't start there, but we got there.
Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm just thinking from like a flavor aspect, but I really enjoy like a waffle and syrup or something along those lines, like a pancake breakfast kind of.
I think you got it.
Chewing gum.
And got to say on the podcast for the audience that Chris loves Yankee Candles, so he knows what smells good. Chris has got like a whole catalog of aromas in his brain.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather go with like, and I'm sure this exists, like a tangerine flavored gum. I mean, my breath smelling like tangerines everywhere I went is, that's pleasant to the people around me too.
Yeah, you got to get Tropical Twist from Trident, because that's like my favorite
mini
gum.
handle.
It's a mini handle right there. Tropical Twist by Trident. I won't say it tastes like tangerine, but
Does it leave your breath smelling like tangerine though? Is really the question.
I don't know. It smells like citrus.
Like, I want my gum to taste and leave my breath smelling like I just peeled the skin off of a Halo and ate it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I think waffles, though, would be another good one. Be like, oh, man, somebody's cooking waffles. Like, oh, no, it's just Chris walked into the room and exhaled a little too close to my mouth.
I mean, at the same time, wouldn't you want bacon then, too?
I'd be a little bit... Bacon's a little too much like... Maybe I'm just smelling Chris right now. Maybe Chris just has a bacon mouth.
Chris just constantly smells
just
like bacon.
Constantly bacon smelling. It's not a bad thing. Yeah. I think I'm sticking with my answer. I think like Obert was saying, I think a waffle or a pancake breakfast or something along those lines. That's my answer.
Yeah, my first thought was like, oh, well, what do people like to smell? But I'm like, people would be really perturbed if your breath just smelled like lavender.
Right, and it wouldn't taste good,
Right.
I mean, I assume.
That's
right.
true.
Because
I've never eaten lavender, but...
You mentioned...
My mind went to lavender first, too.
It's like a universal good smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite Yankee candle, that since you mentioned it, is Fluffy Towels. I wouldn't want to eat Fluffy Towels, though.
Or have your breath smell like Fluffy Towels.
Right. So...
Chris's breath smells like Tide at all times.
Yeah.
he just eats Tide Pods.
He's just fresh from he just left the Tide Pod challenge.
Yeah, I don't think we can say that anymore. Because someone's going to eat a Tide Pod because of us. They're going to be like, I thought we were through with this.
Yeah. We inadvertently restarted the meme.
Yeah.
So I think it's about that time that we, now we have to blow the dust off of the 3-mug handle after last week and raised our 3.
Are you laughing at the idea of one handle attached to 3 mugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
We have to raise our 3-handled mug after we blow off the dust and wash it and do all that type of stuff and share with the world.
Well, the dust just adds more flavor, Ted.
It's true. Yeah. Well, you still got to share those tips, tricks, and
automobiles
life hacks that we always share. And
tips,
I'm
tricks, and bears. Oh my!
I'm going to choose Obert to go first.
Oh,
okay.
Thrown out there.
I sent a video to you guys of my handle this week because I just bought a product off of Amazon. No, this isn't an Amazon handle, which a lot of ours end up being Amazon. I just bought a product off of the internet. I bought these LED strip lights that they're multicolored, so they have like a red, blue, and green diode, so you can make them any color of the color wheel.
Oh, nice.
And yeah.
Can you make it fuchsia?
You can. I will show you later. Unfortunately, my webcam is not positioned where I can show you my fuchsia lights, but yeah, I bought these. It was $35 for something like 40 feet or 30 feet of LED strip lights. They're a pretty good deal. Comes with a little remote. You don't have to buy the ones I bought specifically. There's a million different ones out there that all do the same thing. But for how cheap they are and how cool they are, I think if you have like a home improvement project, like you have a home bar, or if you just want to look for some cool accent lighting, I know people put them behind their computer monitors or TVs.
I have LED lights behind my TV.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is you can firmly grasp my handle with me, Todd, this week.
Yeah.
Do you have the just white? Okay.
Just white. Yeah, mine don't change color. They were like $4 on Amazon.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I've ever installed on my TV.
Yeah, they're cheap.
In fact, I think it's might be the only thing I've ever installed on a TV.
And they're cheap to run. Like the electricity is basically free. I think I did the math. I could plug these in and have them on 24/7, 365, and it would cost me like teens of dollars a year. So, LED strip lights. I'll put a link in the show notes to the specific ones I bought, but don't think this is just an Amazon ad, folks.
Make sure you click on our Amazon link. That way we get money from it.
No, we don't. We got to start that.
Yeah,
though.
We don't have one, but we should. We should have.
We should get an affiliate link, and I try to look into what you need to do to get one. But we should really do that because I'm hoping that at least some people are enjoying our Amazon reviewed, which is kind of what our handle's turned into. But
us putting over.
We have
Amazon.
good stuff. Yeah, things that you don't need, but you should buy on Amazon.
Right.
But yeah, when we do get an affiliate link, we'll let our avid doffers. Do we have a name for our fans?
I think hashtag friends of the pod, right?
Okay.
Is that too
For
long?
our friends of the pod.
Our friends?
Yeah, it's also not really unique to our podcast.
It's not?
I mean, if you type in hashtag friend of the pod, I don't think you're going to necessarily only going to get doff friends.
Just the people who listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We're the only pod that you could be a friend of.
So hashtag friends of the pod on Instagram only has 632 posts. That's not that bad.
Oh, so we can take over that hashtag.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's our hashtag.
It's the new Untapped. Let's get on this.
Hashtag friends of the pod. Oh, someone does have a friend of the pod t-shirt, though, so we might have to look into this.
You can sue them. Copyright infringement.
Yeah.
I don't think that's...
Retroactively get the copyright.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Chris, what are you bringing in what are you filling up the mug this week with?
So this week, I want to tell you guys about a park that I recently stumbled across, thanks to Dana. She sent me this link.
You didn't literally walking down the road, stumble across this park?
No. It's
okay.
It's in Utah, so I haven't been there, but it seems pretty cool. It's called Evermore Park. It's in Utah, and basically what it is, best way to put it is it's basically a video game that you can walk through, and there's a bunch of people role playing, so you can get quests, and there's not current, but there's quests that they give you, and you have to complete the quests, and you can go fight fight bad guys, and it seems like a lot of fun. As I was looking at their website, they're currently closed for the season.
So is it it's like a LARPing park then?
Sorta, yeah. I mean, that's the best way to put it. But instead of coming up with your own thing, there's an actual story, and there's quest givers, and you have to go find things, and it just seemed like it was pretty cool. As someone who plays a lot of RPGs and has played a lot of RPGs, it sounded like something that I would really
it definitely sounds like
enjoy
a
going
Chris
to.
thing for sure.
Yeah.
It's only a 10.5-hour drive from me, so
that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah,
it's probably forever from me. Yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, maybe after Great American Beer Fest, maybe we can all converge on Evermore, and two Doff takes Evermore.
Yeah.
But
no, that sounds like a really cool park.
Yeah, it seemed pretty cool. Unfortunately, I haven't been there, of course, but it just seemed like it was neat. So if you're in Utah or going to Utah,
or just like RPGs
and
have been looking for an excuse to go to Utah.
Right, which I assume everybody has.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you can. So it's only a 30-hour drive from me, so it's not that bad.
It looks like you can buy armor from there too, like an armor set.
Yeah, I'm sure that you can buy a bunch. But
it's funny because when we started the podcast, Chris was like, "Oh, I have a park in Utah to recommend." I was like, "Oh, is it like Arches or Moab or Bryce Canyon?" He's like, "No, Evermore Park." Oh, not that kind of park. I get it now. That's funny.
Yeah, no, definitely not the same kind of park, but it seemed pretty cool. So if you're near it, check it out. If you've been there, let us know how it is, because it seems my kind of place.
That is really neat.
Yeah, check it out. But Tud, glad you were able to make it after all that time.
Yeah.
What's your handle today?
So my handle, shit.
Everybody does it, folks.
No, so my handle is going to be something called a tub shroom. Have you guys heard of these things?
This was
yes,
kind of start on Shark Tank, right?
I think so. So what this is it's a thing that goes in the drain of your tub, and it catches all the hair and everything, so that way your drain doesn't get clogged up with hair and that type of stuff. They're like $13. We bought one for our tub because Caitlin likes to shed a lot. With having long hair, so it actually saves us money, so we don't have to keep on draining the drain. But it's really neat because it just sits. It's like flush with the tub, and everything that goes down the drain just gets caught there, and you don't ever have the issue of having a clogged drain.
So this is a good handle for people who have long hair, or who shower with people who have long hair.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or people who happen to have a lot of hair in general on their body, like Chris.
I think the length of the hair.
He says it like he doesn't.
Right. Yeah.
No, we actually have one of these too.
Oh, do you? Nice.
Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah, Dana.
It's one of the greatest things you ever bought, right?
I mean, greatest is probably. I don't know if greatest is the right idea, but it does save a little bit of a hassle. And by the way, baking soda, vinegar, and boiling water for your clogged drain problems. You'll thank me
instead
later.
of Drano?
Yeah, it's like a less corrosive, like home remedy, and it's cheaper. So, yep.
So you just take all of that, close it in a 2-liter bottle, and then run away.
No, you pack the baking soda in first, then you add the vinegar, and it goes, and then you pour the boiling water over it, and it flushes it all out. So it works pretty good.
Oh,
so
little did I know we actually needed to grab the 4-handle mug this week.
What is the science around the boiling hot water? Couldn't you just pour like normal water over it?
It's just, I think it's just, I don't know. It's what the article said that I read.
Okay. I thought there was a trick to it as to why it had to be boiling hot water.
But I like the double-headed handle. We got the one side, how to prevent your drains from getting clogged in the first place, but then 2 is our backup if they're already clogged, what to do.
Yep,
Right.
there you go.
And they're both money-saving handles, which are my favorite handles.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And in the future when we have our Amazon affiliate link, you guys can click on that and go buy a tub.
Buy your baking soda and vinegar off Amazon.
Right.
Everything should be bought from our affiliate link. No big deal.
Dude, I think if just the 3 of us used our affiliate link,
we'd probably pay for a lot of stuff.
We would pay for like our own hosting fees. But speaking of our hosting fees,
whoa.
Yeah, we do have a Patreon we decided to set up.
Yes, we did. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, Patreon is a service for people who do what we do, make podcasts, make art, music, things of that nature.
Content creators such as ourselves.
Correct. Content creators that they can, the listener, the fan base can go on and, pitch a couple bucks a month to help these poor panhandlers. We panhandle for food, or podcast for food is what I meant to say.
That's what we do with our normal mugs. We have to hold them out there
right.
and try to collect change.
Yeah, but we set one up because, we've, even though we're only 6 months old, we've all sunk some money into this podcast already, and we want to continue making it better. So if you enjoy what we do, and, right now we have no perks, but we'll put some perks up there, whether it be special episodes or blooper reels or things of that nature. And, if you're interested, by all means do it. If not, that is 100% okay. We also understand that, we don't want to, if you're living paycheck to paycheck or whatever, or if you just don't want to pay us money, that's fine. We like doing this. So
yeah. That's for sure. We definitely love doing this. And I think based on how we see our initial reaction, if we see a lot of interest on Patreon, maybe we will probably jump right away on top of creating bonus content for followers.
Absolutely.
We have some, again, peeking behind the curtain here. We have some good stuff that doesn't quite make it to all the episodes.
Right.
And now we've been looking for an idea what to do with our bloopers, our outtakes. But
mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some good stuff back there that you guys will eventually want to see. So head on over to Patreon. We're going to put a link in our show notes that'll lead you right there too.
Yeah, I think we would like to, just to start, it would be nice if we could cover the microphones.
Right.
Yeah. And our hosting service for our podcast as well.
Or go into the Great American Beer Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if we should put that on the pod, but definitely an ambitious goal.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing about the Patreon, which is pretty nice, is we're not trying to get rich or anything. We want to be able to create better things, more fun things, and improve the quality of the podcast. And, I have a 15-month-old who never stops eating, so it's kind of tough to sink my own money into it continuously. I mean, I will.
Wow, I love the guilt of I have a starving child. You need to give me
he's
money.
Not starving.
He's just constantly hungry. Big difference. He's not starving. He's just hungry a lot.
The kid's a machine.
It's too funny.
But
yeah.
And so with that, folks, thank you all for listening. We'd like to thank the people today who provided the alcohol that we drank on the podcast. I'm going to thank Few for their rye whiskey.
I'm going to thank, first, hashtag friend of the pod, Sip on What L for sending me other half's cabbage.
And I want to thank Boulder Beer Co. for the Spaceman Double IPA for all of those 30 Rock fans out there.
That was good.
Please make sure that you go on to our social medias and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Untapped at DAWF Podcast. Make sure you hashtag follow the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know if you're on board with Obert calling Pajamas Pajama from now on. Or if you're
Unless there's two of them.
or if you still want to ride the wave of calling them Pajamas. Again, always shout out to James Vakovic Designs for the awesome design of our logo. And obviously, again, make sure that you're hitting up the Patreon. We'll get you guys some cool content following up from that too. Anything else that you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, so we have, I guess when you're listening to this, we have like one more day to enter our Instagram contest. So I'll be closing that out on Friday, which is, what is that,
4/19.
Ah, damn it. 4/19.
Tomorrow, for those of you who listen on the day this gets released.
Yeah, tomorrow's day. And so if you haven't already, go on and enter. You can still get to the original post. And we'll be picking a winner for that awesome lineup of Montana beers. Pretty cool.
Yeah, some
pretty good
ones
lineup
there. Yeah.
I think Tud recently drank one of those.
I did.
Yeah, yesterday, right?
I did. I drank a Moose Drool.
What'd you think?
And I gotta say,
Dude,
I gotta say, it was a really solid beer.
Closing out the episode here with a little review. You liked it?
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's one of the better brown ales that I've had. I generally stay away from brown ales because I just kind of find them plain. But the Moose Drool was really good. People definitely should try to check that out. Obviously, go enter the contest. That way you guys can try it out. And it's going to come right to your door. How can you go wrong there? You don't have to leave. You don't have to get up off your couch, except for when the guy shows up to give you the box.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like any better of an idea. And so with that, my name's Tud.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends. Yeah, so I see you dug into the Montana beer box.
I did. I had a Moose Drool. The other ones I left in the fridge for now. But
are you getting ready to face your beers eventually?
I am, but we need to make sure that Chris has his.